Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the explosive tensions and hidden secrets brewing in Port Charles for Tuesday, October 28th, where loyalties are tested and shocking revelations loom large. In the shadowy underbelly of the city, Sonny Corinthos finds himself grappling with a barrage of troubling news delivered straight from his daughter, Christina Corinthos Davis, who arrives with a heavy heart and urgent whispers. She recounts the precarious legal bind her mother, Alexis Davis, has fallen into, detailing a tense agreement forged with Drew Kane that grants limited access to young Scout Quartermain during these chaotic times. Christina hesitates before revealing the painful exclusion of Danny from the approved visitor list, a decision that stings like a fresh betrayal amid the family's fractured dynamics. Adding fuel to the fire, she discloses Alexis's bold courtroom maneuver, one that risks sacrificing Michael Corinthos' reputation to shield Willow Tate from impending scrutiny, a tactic that could unravel long-standing alliances within the Corinthos clan. Sonny's face darkens as he absorbs these blows, his mind racing with protective instincts honed from years of navigating Port Charles's treacherous waters. The drama escalates when Sonny crosses paths with the enigmatic Jen Sidwell, a confrontation sparked earlier on Monday's episode that leaves tempers flaring and suspicions ignited. Sidwell, with his calculated demeanor and piercing gaze, deliberately provokes Sonny, probing weaknesses and unearthing old grudges in a verbal spar that crackles with unspoken threats. As the dust settles, Sidwell retreats to a clandestine meeting with Marco Rios, where they dissect potential moves in a high-stakes game of power. Whispers circulate that Sidwell weighs the drastic option of eliminating Sonny or even Drew Kane to clear his path, but he quickly pivots, outlining a more cunning blueprint involving manipulation and leverage rather than outright violence. This shadowy strategy session hints at deeper machinations, perhaps involving forged documents or planted evidence, designed to dismantle their empires from within without drawing unwanted attention from authorities. Sonny, ever vigilant, senses the danger lurking, prompting him to bolster his security and rally trusted allies like Jason Morgan for an impending counterstrike. Over at General Hospital, the air thickens with unspoken emotions as Portia Robinson shares an intimate conversation with Isaiah Gannon in a quiet corridor, their words laced with vulnerability and budding affection. Their moment shatters when Trina Robinson bursts in, her expression clouded by recent upheavals, immediately picking up on the charged atmosphere and feeling like an unwelcome intruder. Once alone with her daughter, Portia opens up about her growing feelings for Isaiah, describing how his steady presence has pierced through her guarded heart after the turmoil of her marriage's collapse. Yet, Portia harbors a profound secret, an unexpected pregnancy that could redefine her future and complicate her already tangled personal life. She wrestles internally with whether to confide in Trina now, weighing the potential shock against the need for support, ultimately choosing silence for the moment to shield her daughter from more distress. This concealed truth, confirmed through a discreet clinic test earlier that week, promises waves of complications, from health risks amid her demanding career to questions about the child's father amid lingering doubts from her past with Curtis. Portia's resolve to carry the baby stems from a renewed sense of hope, but the secrecy adds layers of isolation as she navigates doctor-patient boundaries at work. Jordan Ashford, privy to Portia's delicate situation through a confidential chat, faces her own moral crossroads, torn between loyalty to her friend and the pull of transparency with Curtis Ashford. As police commissioner, Jordan has seen her share of hidden crises, but this personal bombshell tests her discretion like never before. Meanwhile, Curtis reaches out to Jordan with reassuring words, insisting that their looming divorce stems from irreconcilable paths, not any fault of hers, emphasizing his commitment to co-parenting amicably. Jordan, however, carries a subtle guilt, amplified by Trina's recent plea for her to step back and allow Portia and Curtis space to mend or fully part ways. Trina's intervention, born from observing her parents' strained interactions at family gatherings, underscores her maturity and desire for stability, even as it leaves Jordan questioning her role in the Ashford family's unraveling bonds. Curtis, drawing on his resilience from past addictions and business ventures, vows to Jordan that healing begins with honest boundaries, hinting at his own explorations into therapy to process the separation. This subplot weaves in themes of forgiveness and reinvention, as Jordan contemplates confiding in a neutral confidant like Stella Henry before any secrets spill uncontrollably. Shifting to the opulent Quartermain mansion, Laura Collins unleashes a torrent of righteous anger toward Drew Kane, her voice echoing through the grand halls as she champions the rights of Danny and Rocco Falconeri against perceived injustices. Laura, with her mayoral poise and unyielding sense of justice, paints Drew as an obstacle to family unity, citing his recent actions that have alienated the boys and stirred unnecessary conflict. Drew, caught off guard but defiant, counters with a passionate defense, highlighting his intentions to stabilize Scout's life and his contributions to the Quartermaine legacy amid corporate battles. This clash marks a setback in Drew's budding rapport with Veronica Ronnie Bard, an influential figure whose trust he had been carefully cultivating over strategy sessions and shared visions for the estate's future. Undeterred, Drew pivots to salvage the deal, proposing to Ronnie that she set her price for the mansion outright, envisioning renovations that blend modern security with the home's historic charm. Inventing a new twist, Ronnie reveals a hidden attachment to the property tied to her late family's history, forcing Drew to appeal to her nostalgia while subtly revealing his own wartime scars that mirror her losses. As negotiations heat up, Laura overhears snippets, vowing to rally Edward Quartermaine's spirit in opposition, potentially escalating to a full boardroom showdown. Elsewhere, Nathan West confronts a delicate family dilemma with Lulu Spencer, pondering whether to let Rocco approach her organically about his secretive dinner outing with Nathan, Liesl Albrecht, and the enigmatic Britt Westbourne. Nathan, still adjusting to his role in the Spencer orbit, admits to accidentally looping Lulu into the plans during a heated phone call, arguing passionately that Rocco merits the chance to own up before any accusations fly. Lulu, haunted by Britt's checkered history of manipulations and medical mishaps, voices deep-seated reservations, fearing her son's vulnerability to outside influences. In a heartfelt pledge, Nathan swears to vigilantly oversee Rocco, ensuring Britt maintains boundaries and focuses on positive mentorship, drawing from his detective instincts to preempt any drama. To deepen the scene, imagine Nathan sharing a personal anecdote from his youth about misguided friendships, bonding with Lulu over shared parental fears and strengthening their co-parenting alliance. Later, word reaches Lulu of Rocco's bold standoff with Drew, where the teen issued fiery threats of jail time over a perceived slight, sending alarm bells ringing through her mind. Lulu's worry intensifies as she envisions Rocco's impulsive streak leading to real consequences, prompting her to schedule an emergency family counseling session to address his rising defiance. This revelation ties back to Rocco's lingering grief over past losses, adding emotional depth as Lulu grapples with balancing discipline and empathy. Finally, in a tender subplot amid the chaos, Giovanni Gio Palmieri turns to Emma Scorpio Drake once more as his sounding board, unloading the weight of ongoing family entanglements that have uprooted his sense of home. Gio, navigating the fallout from relocated relatives and unresolved disputes, finds solace in Emma's empathetic ear, her Scorpio lineage offering grounded advice steeped in Port Charles lore. Emma, drawing from her own experiences with parental espionage and sibling rivalries, provides comforting insights, suggesting practical steps like mediated family talks or temporary escapes to clear his head. Their interaction blossoms into a deeper connection, with shared laughs over ice cream at Kelly's Diner, hinting at budding romance or at least a reliable friendship in turbulent times. As they part, Emma encourages Gio to embrace his musical talents as an outlet, perhaps composing a melody inspired by the day's confessions, fostering his growth beyond the family shadows. Next, we will learn about the sizzling potential romance brewing between Michael Corinthos and the enigmatic Jacinda Bracken, drawing uncanny parallels to the iconic Pretty Woman fairy tale. In the classic 1990 film that captivated audiences worldwide, Julia Roberts brought to life Vivian Ward, a resilient street-smart woman navigating life's hardships with unyielding spirit and a hidden vulnerability that yearned for more than her circumstances allowed. Richard Gere's character, the sophisticated Edward Lewis, a high-powered executive immersed in cutthroat deal-making, initially views their connection as a straightforward transaction during his high-stakes trip to Los Angeles, where he's orchestrating a bold corporate acquisition that could reshape industries overnight. What starts as a professional facade, her accompanying him to lavish galas, power lunches, and elite networking soirees, quickly evolves as Vivian's genuine warmth and quick wit begin to chip away at Edward's guarded exterior, transforming a paid companionship into an unexpected journey of self-discovery and heartfelt affection. Adding layers to this cinematic gem, the story delves into themes of redemption and breaking societal barriers, with Vivian's transformation not just superficial but deeply empowering, as she gains confidence through small victories like mastering etiquette or standing firm in her values during tense social encounters. Echoing this timeless narrative in the turbulent world of Port Charles, spoilers indicate that Michael Corinthos, the determined heir to the Quartermaine legacy, finds himself entangled in a web of deception that could redefine his future, with Jacinda Bracken emerging as his unlikely ally and potential love interest. Fresh off the dramatic events surrounding the shooting of Drew Kane, Michael, ever the strategist in boardrooms and beyond, proposes an arrangement to Jacinda that mirrors Edward's initial overture to Vivian, offering financial incentives for her to pose as his devoted partner during crucial moments that demand airtight alibis for both of them. This isn't merely a cover story, It's a meticulously crafted illusion designed to shield them from prying eyes at the PCPD, where suspicions run high and every alliance could crumble under scrutiny, much like how Edward's business maneuvers in Pretty Woman required discretion amid glamorous yet high-pressure settings. To heighten the authenticity of their charade, Michael envisions Jacinda by his side at exclusive events, perhaps a high-society fundraiser at the Metro Court or a tense family gathering at the Quartermain mansion, where her presence would deflect questions about their whereabouts on that fateful night, all while subtly bolstering his image as a man capable of genuine emotional depth. Inventing a new twist to this setup, imagine Jacinda drawing from her street-honed instincts to improvise during an impromptu interrogation by a nosy reporter, turning a potential slip-up into a moment that showcases her sharp intellect and earns Michael's quiet admiration, much like Vivian's clever navigation of upscale dilemmas in the film. The plot thickens dramatically in the October 24 episode, where Michael escalates their pact in a bold move straight out of a romantic script, suggesting not just pretense but a deeper commitment by compensating her to genuinely develop feelings for him over time, paving the way for a more convincing dynamic that could withstand even the most rigorous examination. This proposition goes beyond mere role-playing. Michael outlines a comprehensive plan to elevate Jacinda's life, starting with securing her a legitimate position in Port Charles's thriving corporate landscape, freeing her from the shadows of her previous livelihood and allowing her to step into the spotlight as an empowered professional. Envision this new chapter for Jacinda, perhaps interning at ELQ under Michael's guidance, where she'd handle market analysis reports or event coordination, her natural charisma shining through in client meetings that blend her intuitive people skills with freshly acquired business acumen. To ensure discretion, payments would flow through discreet channels, perhaps disguised as consulting fees or performance bonuses, while Michael personally invests in her growth, arranging private tutoring sessions on finance or etiquette classes at a discreet academy, echoing Edward's efforts to polish Vivian's outer layer without diminishing her inner fire. What sets this apart in the soap's intricate tapestry is Jacinda's enthusiastic response. Her eyes light up not just at the opportunity for stability but at the chance to reinvent herself, revealing a thirst for knowledge that hints at untapped potential waiting to bloom amidst Port Charles's chaos. This eagerness adds a fresh dimension, as we can picture her poring over industry journals late into the night or practicing boardroom presentations in front of a mirror, her determination forging a bridge between her past resilience and a promising future. Sealing this intriguing alliance with undeniable chemistry, Jacinda's acceptance culminates in a steamy, lingering kiss that blurs the lines between fabrication and reality, suggesting that their shared mission to expose the truth behind Drew's shooting might ignite sparks neither anticipated. As their faux partnership unfolds, subtle moments of vulnerability emerge, stolen glances during strategy sessions in Michael's sleek office or lighthearted banter over coffee that uncovers shared dreams of escaping their respective burdens, foreshadowing a bond that transcends the transactional origins. Their common goal of unraveling the conspiracy around Drew becomes a catalyst for trust, with Jacinda's insights from the underbelly of Port Charles providing Michael with angles he never considered, like overlooked witnesses or hidden motives tied to corporate rivalries. Delving deeper, this evolving connection could introduce new conflicts, such as Michael's family questioning Jacinda's sudden prominence or her grappling with imposter syndrome in elite circles, yet these hurdles only strengthen their resolve, much like the romantic obstacles that test Vivian and Edward's growing attachment in the movie. Fans can't help but root for this duo, as their alliance promises not only justice for Drew but a narrative arc rich with redemption, where mutual support turns adversaries of fate into partners in destiny. Flashback to the fiery October 23 episode, where Jacinda's backbone shines through in a confrontational showdown with Drew himself, dismissing his coercive threats with a fierce retort that leaves viewers cheering her unapologetic stance against manipulation. Drew, still reeling from his ordeal and desperate for leverage, corners her with warnings of PCPD involvement unless she flips and testifies against Michael, but Jacinda, drawing on her hard-earned independence, fires back with a verbal takedown that exposes his hypocrisy and asserts her loyalty to the truth. This pivotal moment, laced with tension in a dimly lit diner overlooking the harbor, underscores her refusal to be a pawn, her words cutting like a knife as she declares her autonomy in a town where power plays are commonplace. Adding inventive flair, picture Drew's face flushing with frustration as Jacinda references a personal anecdote from her past, a time she outsmarted a similar bully, turning the exchange into a testament to her growth and setting the stage for her alliance with Michael to deepen amid rising stakes. Such defiance not only propels the plot but highlights Jacinda's core strength, positioning her as a force who won't bend to intimidation, much like Vivian's memorable opera scene where she claims her space unyieldingly. At the heart of what makes Michael and Jacinda's story so compelling is her portrayal as a multifaceted woman, tough, self-reliant, and brimming with untapped grace, mirroring Vivian's blend of grit and gold-hearted authenticity that made her an enduring icon. Despite the stigma of her background, Jacinda exudes a quiet power that commands respect, her decisions driven by survival instincts honed through years of navigating Port Charles's unforgiving streets, yet always laced with a moral compass that seeks genuine connection over exploitation. Michael, no stranger to the Corinthos family's dramatic entanglements, requires a counterpart who matches his intensity, a partner who can spar intellectually during late-night plotting sessions or offer unwavering support amid family feuds, ensuring their union feels balanced rather than one-sided. This dynamic promises electric on-screen tension, with scenes where Jacinda challenges Michael's impulsive decisions or he encourages her bold ideas, fostering a relationship built on equality and mutual evolution. Expanding on her character, we could see Jacinda revealing hidden talents, like a knack for negotiation picked up from informal dealings, which she applies to Michael's business woes, adding layers of intrigue to their collaboration. Michael's affinity for women who've walked unconventional paths isn't a new chapter in his romantic history, it echoes his youthful passion for Abby Haver, the ex-stripper who captured his heart through an introduction courtesy of the late, enigmatic Sam McCall, blending forbidden allure with sincere emotion. Back then, a teenage Michael, defying age gaps and societal norms, pursued Abby with fervor, their bond igniting amid the neon lights of strip clubs and evolving into something profound despite external judgments. To support her transition, he pulled strings for a role at ELQ, mirroring his current blueprint for Jacinda and revealing a pattern in his attractions, drawn to resilient souls who've overcome adversity, seeing in them reflections of his own battles against the Corinthos Quartermain shadows. This recurring theme adds psychological depth, suggesting Michael's choices stem from a desire to be a catalyst for change, offering stability while embracing the thrill of the unconventional. Inventing a connective thread, perhaps Jacinda shares a serendipitous link to Abby's world through a mutual acquaintance, sparking a reflective conversation with Michael about second chances and the redemptive power of love in Port Charles. Looking ahead, Jacinda's integration into Port Charles's elite circles opens exciting possibilities for her professional reinvention, from strutting as a poised model for Deception's latest campaign, where her striking presence and quick adaptability could revitalize the brand's edgy image. Alternatively, envision her thriving at Crimson Magazine, curating features on empowerment stories that draw from her lived experiences, or climbing the ranks at Aurora Media as a content strategist, leveraging her observational skills to spot trends before they hit. Her intelligence, evident in how she dissects complex scenarios during alibi brainstorming, positions her for success in any venture, potentially leading to innovative projects like launching a podcast on survivor tales or consulting on ELQ's diversity initiatives. These paths not only legitimize her status but weave her deeper into Michael's orbit, creating opportunities for organic romance amid workplace sparks, shared triumphs over deadlines or collaborative pitches that blur professional and personal lines. As their story unfolds, the anticipation builds for Michael and Jacinda to forge an authentic connection that eclipses their scripted beginnings, much like how Vivian and Edward's pretense dissolves into profound love after shared adventures and revelations. We foresee tender moments accelerating this shift, perhaps a moonlit walk along the docks where confessions flow freely, or a crisis that forces them to rely on each other completely, solidifying their partnership beyond revenge plots. In true General Hospital fashion, external threats like Drew's vendetta or family interferences will test their resolve, but these trials will only amplify the passion, leading to a union that captivates fans with its blend of drama, heart, and transformative magic. Stay tuned for more twists in this Pretty Woman-inspired saga that's set to redefine romance in Port Charles.